That's that's a fitting response.
Absolutely embarrassing. Like the fact that this guy is still coaching the national team is crazy. I seen an excerpt where Ten Hag was the analyst, and he was saying the same thing. Like everyone that people have football knowledge have been saying, is
Hmm.
that he's a conservative manager. Like when he goes one goal up, he's afraid to get the second and the third goal, and he just sits back. And we saw versus Italy in the Euros final that made them lose the game basically. Like he's wasting all that attacking talent on the bench. Like he's not good enough. Like it's just pathetic.
They, I don't know if this is official, but the general thought seems to be that this will be his last tournament. So at this point, what exactly is holding him back? Because if this is the case, and he is going to step down after this anyway, why not go for it? I mean, what's still holding him back at this point? Why is he still so, I want to
I
say,
think
negative?
I feel like the truth is that he's a limited manager. I think he's a limited manager.
Mm,
His strength more lies in uniting the group. He's a great manager. Like I have to give him props for that. But like in terms of technical knowledge, he's just not it. He's just not. He does not. He's not capable of leading a group of exceptional talent. It's just not that guy. Never has been. Even if you look at his club CV, the clubs he's managed, like his last club was Middlesbrough. He got them relegated. He's just not never been that guy. He's just a yes man. I think he did very well at the England on 21s, and that's why maybe he got appointed. But the level is different, and he's being found out, and you just can't adapt. He's never going to be another. He's never going to be one of those top managers. Like,
I
yeah,
I can't say I disagree. So the 11 he picked, I don't think really surprised anyone. Uh, I think we all knew Foden was going to start on the left, even if that's kind of widely agreed that that isn't in England's best interest. But I think everyone knew that was going to happen anyway, and it did, and it went exactly as you'd expect. Um, I I showed you guys. I don't remember what rating app it was. He got a 7. I don't know how they arrived at that because he was.
honestly, these rating apps, man, they just people just use them on Twitter and for memeing them. But that's how you know who watches ball, who doesn't watch ball. I have people saying that De Bruyne and the Belgian game was bad. He was creating chances. Like, what do you expect him to do? Bro went from feeding Haaland to freaking Lukaku, man. That freaking Malteser.
To
Like,
be
come
fair,
on.
in the first half today, they all looked a bit flat. I
Yeah.
mean, we'll get to that in a minute because that was
Yeah.
a dead game up to a point.
Yeah.
But it's funny you brought up the Euro finals, like the last one against Italy,
Yeah.
because the game against Serbia yesterday started off in kind of the same fashion. Um, Not in the sense that they were like creating a bountiful amount of chances, but they seemed to have control. They were camped in Serbia's half. Saka had his man on toast,
Yeah.
at least up until like 35th, 40th minute. Every time he got 1v1, he looked like he had the beating of him. And I felt like there was something to build on there. I mean, that's where Bellingham's goal came from anyway,
Yeah.
from that side. But once they got the goal, they didn't really show any teeth after that. Like besides Kane's header, which was a brilliant save
Yeah.
in the second half, but there was no real threat after the Bellingham goal. Like the same problem. I remember the day they lost those at Iceland
Yeah.
1-0. I
Yeah.
was watching the Germany friendly, and at the time I thought the German team would have this problem where it's like all these players who like to have the ball to feet, no one's running in behind. But they seem to have solved that. But with England, it's the same. Like even Kane, he can run in behind, but I don't think you'd say it's like the
He's
strongest
so
part of his game.
isolated. Like he's so isolated. He has no service. Like he has to drop deep. There's no one with him. Foden sticks him instead of going out wide, giving him an option. The reason why he thrived at Spurs is because he has runners like Son, especially that partnership. Like Foden is not cannot play that role. Southgate is like one of those yes men that England always hired. Like back in the golden generation, they had Seven Goran Eriksson, and they always stick to a rigid 4-4-2 instead of trying to do something different. They just had to stick Gerrard and Lampard in the same team. Like
Yeah.
instead of playing one deeper and one up, like it's just dumb. Like these managers are just ruining the
But
managers they hire. Yeah,
if everyone else can see it, why can't he see it? Because it's not like he can say it's um it's a proven method.
yeah,
He's done it with England before with Foden on the left, and it hasn't worked. I believe
yeah,
he started the last Euros with the same system,
yeah.
and I think Foden ended up dropping out to the 11. Um, but like
I feel like
everyone,
maybe he just wants to like prove a point. See, guys, I played Foden. He didn't play well, so let me just stick to another person up there. I
like
don't know. Maybe that's the mindset he has.
everyone ahead of Rice wants the ball to feed,
Yeah,
except maybe Bellingham. Bellingham is the one who will like go in behind, and
he
even
can't.
then,
Yeah,
there weren't many like opportunities for him to because they couldn't penetrate a sponge, man.
yeah. In
Saka
my
prefers the
yeah,
ball to feet. Like he's good 1v1, but he's not gonna dash into space. He wants it to feet, then he can go at his man. Foden obviously wants the ball to feet. Bellingham can and will run in behind, but again, he's a midfielder. You're gonna give him the ball to feet more often than not.
yeah.
And then Trent is obviously gonna want the ball to feet.
Even
Like
Harry
every
Kane.
individual.
Even
Kane
Harry.
wants the ball to feet. So
He's not that
there's
type. Yeah, he can't play the ball over the top to Harry Kane. He's not that type of striker. You either cross the ball or you give him the ball to feet and he can create something or he can just link up. But he's never a guy to give the ball over the top to. So
and you need variety in the attack. Look at the great Spanish team that like won 2 Euros back to back.
yeah,
You had the likes of Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi Alonso, Fabregas, David. So all these players who like to have the ball to feet, but then you can bring in someone like a Pedro who will
yeah,
run in behind, who will stretch the field, exploit space. England don't have that. They have
yeah.
on the bench. I was surprised Gordon didn't get a run out at all,
Oops.
because it was clear the plan wasn't working. On another
Yeah,
day, Serbia probably cracked that defense and equalized.
yeah,
Because the
yeah.
second half, I think it was all Serbia. And then when it was obvious that, well, they'd lost all control, they're out on their feet, he brings on Gallagher. Gallagher's a Gallagher's a decent player. I kind of
He
rate
is, he
him,
is, he is, he
but
is.
is he someone you bring on to control a game? No.
No, no. He's more of a harasser, ball winner kind of guy. He's like people say he's an EDL Kante. That's what people say. But yeah, like he's that type of guy. Like to control a game, I understand why Mainu came on because he's really good at that, like holding the ball, possession, moving the ball. But I don't know, maybe he wanted more energy. I guess that's the only reason I could see Gallagher coming on. He gives that energy.
I think that
Yeah,
was his exact or those were his exact statements after the game. He wanted like the legs and the energy, which is kind of just to help the rest of them chase the ball. Like none of this is to exert any control on the
yeah,
game and see it out. Because like they rode their luck a bit on another day with another ref, the Mitrovic incident, where he gets pushed in the back. That could have been given as a pen.
yeah. But
Um,
honestly, the ref in that game is abysmal. Like I hate these refs when they stop the play every single second, especially in the last moments. He kept stopping the play, giving yellow card for soft fouls. Like the game's not about you, referee. You know what I mean? Like
the
those
best
kind of
ref
things.
in this I've seen so far is the brother that looks like Trussard.
Yeah, Turpan.
That
He's a really good ref.
I don't know, man. I never thought I'd rate a ref, but he's as refs go, I respect this guy.
The
He had
consistency. Yeah.
that's the word. But I don't know. I think n- from what we've seen from England to this point, I think he'll probably put out the exact same 11 in the second game.
Yeah,
With the exception of maybe Trippier, because the word seems to be that Shaw might be fit for the second game.
yeah,
And yeah, the width was kind of lacking on the left a bit.
yeah,
Because Trippier can do a job there, but he won't overlap.
yeah.
Then maybe his like Foden on the left, drifting inside experiment might work if he has Shaw. But then again, when's the last time Luke Shaw played football?
Yeah, it's been a terribly long time, you know. It's
So
we don't know how it's
I
gonna
mean,
be. Yeah.
hell of a
But
time to try to break someone in.
but the good thing, Bowen looked really sharp when he came on. He
He
was he
did,
was right on it.
he
He was
did.
on it. Yeah.
Um, Good that they have seemingly capable replacement for Saka. You don't have to
Yeah.
like work him to the bone like Arsenal does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised that like
No
Gordon
Palmer.
or no Palmer,
Yeah.
Gordon, even Eze, none of these guys like because
It has to be
surely
that
they would
for
have brought something different.
yeah, Eze would have been really good, but the funny thing is about Palmer that I'm still thinking about that photo shoot when he was like this. There's zero aura.
That cameraman has some kind of beef with him or someone in his family. Because talk about a lack of aura, man.
Bro, there's no way he didn't show him the images, bro. Like, there's no way. Like, it just, but we didn't show him. It's like, is that good? Yeah, that's good. And just move on.
They're probably cooking him in the dressing room over those pictures.
He
But
just, yeah, yeah,
it's sad to say it's kind of what we expected from England, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah. There's nothing you can expect from his manager that hasn't already been said. There's some a few delusional fans saying, "Look at what he Gareth did. He's so amazing. He's better than. I mean, he's matching Alf Ramsey. What he did, not matching, but like he's the first manager that can guess the semifinals stuff like that. Ignoring the complete easy run that they have, like it's just pure delusion. The people that support Gareth Southgate, it's just pure delusion.
What do you think of Trent in midfield?
It's a mixed bag. I mean, he shined against Bosnia in the friendly. He did really well, but I think he's decent. But like the problem is apart from the right side, there's no runners on the left side. So when he tries to switch the ball to the left side, like there's no one there, and he's really good at spraying those balls. I mean, it's a mixed bag, you know. I still think um, as an attacking right back, he's the best attacking right back England have right now. Because Walker is just a good, solid defensive right back, but like in terms of his output, like instead of his crosses, his stuff like that, I just don't think he has that quality that Trent has, you know.
Nah, he's
But
just fast.
that's why to me, like Reece James is the best all around right back England have, but of course he's injured and doesn't really play that much. But if he was
Reece
fully
is
fit,
doing
he's one of one.
Reece James is doing uh, Fashion Week or whatever, dressed like a janitor.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, probably the biggest weapon in Trent's arsenal is like that diagonal Tony Kroos like switch, and I think he only did it like maybe 2 or 3 times in the game yesterday. I only remember one clear instance in the second half when he switched it to Trippier, and it ended up with he himself like having a shot from outside the box. Um, but again, you have to have width for that to happen, for that to
yeah,
be possible. And they just, for large portions of the game, they were missing that.
100%, 100%.
But we'll see how they get on, I guess. Um, did you watch the Italy game?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't watch the game.
Italy Albania. It started off kind of mad. I think it was after like gets the fastest goal ever scored in like Euro history,
Wow, yeah.
something like this. It's like 20 something seconds. They mark literally from a throw in, throws it to the Albanian player and just bangs it top corner.
Bro,
I
I've seen
couldn't.
qualifying and the amount of bangers Albania has scored. Like, it's actually crazy the amount of long range goals they've had. I watched a compilation on Nitro. It's actually crazy. Yeah, yeah.
And so man, I couldn't believe it. That's why I was like, man, it's like someone spiked the pasta sauce or something. It's crazy what's going on.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then, like, I don't remember the exact timing, but before the 20th minute, they were 2-1 up. They came back. Calafiori,
California.
first time watching like a full game of his live. Look good, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Calm on the ball, physicals, good in the air. Seems to read the game well. I think he won like all his duels or something like this. From the first half, watching him, I was like, this guy. 'Cause you hear the hype all season. I think he was part of Motta's Bologna team. But first time like watching full game live, I probably watched like two Bologna games all season. But on this stage, looks like he belongs at the level, man. He looks like a really solid player. Um,
yeah,
I could see like a Chelsea or a United getting absolutely fleeced for him in like a year or two.
yeah,
Uh, Solid center back, but Italy in general. Watching the game, I felt they kind of looked like the Spanish teams that we often criticize of like all this possession but no penetration. Felt like the only real outlet in behind or that offered something different was Chiesa.
yeah,
I thought he was pretty good off the right.
yeah,
I feel like almost every country has this um, attacking midfielder on the wing thing. But they all seem to do it better
yeah,
than England to some degree. Like Italy
yeah,
started Pellegrini on the left. He's not a natural winger, so he drifts in as well. So
yeah,
DeMarco provided the width out there. And with Barella and Jorginho, they look comfortable in terms of controlling the game, keeping the ball, keeping it moving. Fratesi, he makes those runs from midfield and behind Scamacca. Scamacca almost kind of reminds me of Giroud in a way, in a sense
yeah,
that his touch, his link up play, it's all there, but
yeah.
it wouldn't really class him as a lethal striker.
No,
So
no,
I
no,
don't know if that will come to haunt them at some point in the tournament. They look good
no.
against Albania, just they don't have like that killer instinct, that cutting edge to like finish off a game. Because they went up 2-1 very early after conceding, and
Yeah.
they just couldn't finish them off. Albania, you always felt like they were in the game.
I feel like Italy sold their soul for that 2006 World Cup. After that, I haven't
Been pretty
seen
bad
one.
since then.
Yeah, yeah, they haven't had one world class attacker in their team. Like, mm, I don't know, like since the last World Cup they is in 2010. Yeah, they no 2014. Sorry, 2014. The last World Cup. They haven't been in 2018 and 2022.
Oh yeah. Wow.
They crashed out the group stages in 2014.
And
For some reason,
2010.
in that tournament, 20, yeah, and 2010. But I remember 2014 it was the year of Costa Rica. Costa Rica was crazy that
Yeah.
tournament. Yeah, Navas was brilliant.
2012, they got to the finals of the Euros and then got cooked by Spain.
4-0. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
2016
But
Euros. Who'd they go out to? Was it Germany?
oh, they lost to Germany on penalties.
Yeah.
They
Remember
actually the
Antonio
way
Conte
Conte.
going mad when they went 2-0 up against Spain. He enjoyed that victory a little too much.
A little too much, but the way he got the juice the out of that squad as much as he could in that
Yeah.
2016 run.
Yeah.
Like what he did, he had like Graziano Pelle, the striker. He had uh, he had one Brazilian guy. I don't know what he was, but he was like not a top class player, but he got the most out of the
I
squad.
know
I don't
you're
know. The
talking.
squad
I
was
just his name escapes me as well, but I know you're talking. Yeah, I think he
I,
did get as good as he could have out of that squad.
yeah, like I don't know how, but he gets his performances like Like no one will forget the wingback Victor Moses at Chelsea. Like no one will forget that guy. The way he gets the most out of these players, but when he leaves, these players to other managers become like discardable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like I think only Antonio Conte would have the vision to use someone like Victor Moses as a wingback.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I think that's why there's always like such a drastic change in teams after he leaves because the
yeah,
players
yeah,
he favors or that he brings in are so like specific to how he plays.
yeah,
Um, I'm not sure how many of them adapt well to other systems.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's what I thought of Italy. Really, Spain looked good. Croatia played the best I've ever seen a team play and lose 3-0, which was wild. Going into this tournament, um, watching Spain as much as I have, I didn't expect them to be the one team with two actual wingers. Williams
Yeah.
on the left and Yamal on the right, and Morata up top. Two wingers and an actual number nine. Spain of all teams.
It's a welcome
That's
change. It had to come
oh
because
yeah,
the way the previous tournaments had they performed, it gives them an option. It's still being a position based team, but they can have a option of putting the ball over the top, and those guys will chase and create something. You know, and
the
Yamal,
likes
what a
of
special talent.
Baller, Baller man.
Absolutely crazy, man.
How old is he?
That ball for
He's
Carvajal,
how old is he
16th,
again?
16th.
16. Man, he has the world
He
at
has
his
his
feet.
and he's doing his homework for his class. He's still with
Oh
him
yeah, it's
in the
like I hope
squad
my
this
teachers
year.
don't get mad at me.
That's insane, man. Imagine if that was your
Um,
classmate. That's
I don't know,
insane.
man. I might feel
It'd
bad,
be
you
so
know.
surreal.
Like guy's playing in the Euros, and I'm just watching him on
Yeah.
TV. I would see him at school.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's his decision making like that is like so crazy, and his the accuracy of his passing. People compare the situation to Ansu Fati. It's not the same thing as Ansu Fati.
nah.
This boy is just
And
different,
for
bro.
his age, man,
It's just
in 4 years he'll still be eligible for like Golden Boy awards.
I just hope Barcelona don't run him to the ground like they did with Pedri and the national teams where they put him in Olympics and Euros, made him play 50 plus games, and he's been getting injured ever since. And Gavi as well. What is happening with him? Too many games. Like but that's the financial situation. They're so broke that they have to use these young guys. But I hope they get a break. Really, be smart. You know, not ruin these guys' careers.
I don't know. I think some of that is probably because of Barca's situation unavoidable.
Yeah,
Because it's not like he's in a team where they are like experienced
no,
quality veterans that he can rotate with. Like say take Bellingham. Bellingham's first season at Madrid could have gone completely different.
yeah,
Um, let's say, for example, Benzema didn't leave, or if the club had brought like a like for like replacement. Maybe Bellingham doesn't play in that role. Maybe he has to play deeper, like where Fede or Cruz plays. And
yeah,
then if it takes him time to adapt, then Madrid can afford to give him that time because they have the likes of Cruz, Fede, Kama, Modric. Like with Arda Güler. Like
yeah.
he started getting more games towards the end of the season when the title was basically already wrapped up. And Madrid could afford to give him that time because wherever
Yeah.
he's going to play, if he plays off the right, well, they have Rodrigo and Brahim that can play there. If he's in the middle, well, there's a plethora of options there.
It'll be
So
interesting to see what happens if Endrick and Mbappe come to the club. I don't see Endrick staying, but he has to go how long, but we'll see what happens in that situation.
you mean like you think they'll loan him out?
I mean, like maybe initially he was staying in the first team and training the first team, but he's not like. I don't see. Is he gonna get game time with Mbappe now coming too? And you have Rodrigo, then you have Vinny. You think so?
I think he'll stay. 'Cause, I mean, if you look at it, Madrid don't loan out many players.
Yeah,
To be honest,
yeah, they don't.
if they loan you, you really you probably don't have much of a future there. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and coming in, but that's the
I
thing.
think
Coming
Ceballos
in,
is leaving.
yeah, I think his time is done. I rate him as a player, but I think his time is done. But
Mm.
again, you look at someone like Endrick coming in now. He doesn't have to hit the ground running. He doesn't have to
Of
become
course,
the
yeah.
main man right away. He can come in, can be second choice to Mbappe, can be third choice to Mbappe and Joselu if he stays. The
Yeah,
club have the luxury of affording him all the time in the world to learn to be the player they need him to be.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the good thing with his situation.
You know, so every single picture of Endrick is like iconic, bro. It's like he said in the
I'm
1960s,
saying his PR
70s.
team is going crazy.
Is why he says the right things, he never says the wrong things. Like, how the hell is this possible at this age, man?
They're
But
training
one
them,
time he's gonna have a
man.
men, bro. Like, it's insane, bro. It's actually really insane. But the
But
one thing is slipping up, bro. Yeah, is the girl situation, man. I don't know, man. If I was in listen to your mama, bro. She knows. She knows, man. That's all I'm gonna say,
yeah,
bro. I don't want to
I
get.
will leave
I
that
don't
one
want to chase
alone.
about shit. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as far as the Euros, obviously there's still four teams left to play. Turkey versus Georgia tomorrow, and then one
Czech
of the other
Republic
favorites, yeah,
versus
Portugal.
Portugal.
Yeah,
That's the
I
game
gotta
I'm excited
say,
to watch.
of the
Yeah.
teams we've seen almost everyone to this point. Germany's game was by far the most convincing.
Yeah.
Complete domination. Tony
Yeah.
Kroos
Only one misplaced pass.
out of 102. You know, after the game, you get all these people say, "Oh, like the majority of those are back passes or sideways or whatever." Everyone always tries to like downplay what he does,
It's
and
crazy.
you can tell they
Ca-
didn't watch the game because he was the one like breaking the line, getting Gundo and Verts into pockets like in behind the Scottish midfield, and but for as much as they speak likely on what he did, which is not easy at all, no one
Yeah.
in the game since has controlled a game like he did that first one.
No, no. Man, if he wins tournament retirement and he retires, like he'll go down as one of the greatest midfielders ever to play the game. Like it's just
I,
incredible.
I think he's already solidified his name in that
100%.
conversation.
100%.
But yeah, if he wins it on home soil, playing the way he is now, they might just move him up the rankings a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Verts and Musiala combo looks dead.
Ateta changed that boy's life, eh? Ateta changed that boy's life. He gave him life, man. He gave him life.
Who
This is what
Havertz?
happens when you leave Chelsea. This is what happens.
Oh man, that German attack,
Yeah,
Havertz leading the line, and again, you'd think they have the same problem.
yeah,
Um, but Verts was making runs in behind. Musiala on occasion, because really they're supposed to be like the two wingers or so, or like advanced midfielders. Gundo's like really the number 10 that stays central.
yeah,
But they have freedom, the drift, roam. Mittelstadt, I'll admit, I knew very little about going into the tournament. He played really well, provided the width on the left, Kimmich
yeah.
on the right. They look, they look the most convincing I've seen so far. Ta and Rudiger at the back. Uh, Unfortunate for Rudiger, he got the own goal.
Yeah, that was. But I'm
Uh,
still thinking about that Scotland challenge for the penalty. That's one of the stupidest red cards I've ever seen. He just wanted to hit him. Like, bro, like, you're two-footed, bro. He was two-footed in the penalty. And now, you know what they did to that guy?
the
They gave
Scottish.
they gave him an
That's who
extra.
does it.
They gave him an extra game ban. They gave him two match ban now. They
So his
upgraded it.
competition is done because they're not making it out the group
No, Switzerland is a much better team than them. I don't see them beating Switzerland.
for sure.
Although you can never say never because Scotland played well in the groups in the qualification. They went toe to toe with Spain. So you can never say like it's finished, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
but it depends how they approach those games as well. As well,
Yeah.
because if they go up against Switzerland
Mm.
with the same tactic, the same shape as they
Yeah.
face the Germans,
Yeah.
I reckon they'll get cooked again.
Yeah. Xhaka and those
Because
guys.
watching Hungary Switzerland the Saturday morning,
Yeah.
Shaka was doing basically what Kroos was doing in just
Yeah.
like dictating the game, and he made Switzerland tick.
Yeah.
And
The left foot is just magical.
yeah,
That left foot, the way he pings the ball is just it's crazy.
Hungary grew into the game,
Mm.
um, but
Have you seen that guy that introduced?
hmm,
They called him True Geordie.
oh Adam,
Martin Adam.
brother, when he was coming on, I thought that was a center back. You know, I'm like, who's this big ginger brother on the sidelines?
Martin Adam, like named like a Scotsman or something like that, bro.
And he's a menace. You know, I
No,
thought,
he's
okay,
actually
it's
pretty
like
good.
okay, this guy's just here to bully people. This man was running in behind. Yeah, he's like built like an ox. He's like bodying people off the ball.
Yeah.
Proper. This guy's a proper British striker. This guy's
Born
just
in the wrong
like
country,
Irish.
bro.
What's his name?
Yeah,
Martin
man.
Adam.
Yeah,
Bro,
Martin Adam.
check his passport. This guy definitely arrived at the Scottish team and just snuck off.
It's just
Uh,
his name, but it has an accent on it. This is like British. The guy
um,
forged identities.
did you watch the entirety of the Poland Netherlands?
I watched from the second half. I watched from the second half. But I've seen some clips of it. Memphis Depay is struggling up front. You know, that wasn't really working. Um, what else? Well, Workhorse, what an impact and came off the bench. I thought Frimpong added a dynamism to the team when he came
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
I feel like that right side was struggling. I mean, Dumfries is just not the same player that he was. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's the tactics.
Yeah,
I feel like
because
that. Yeah.
in what was it the World Cup?
Mm.
That was like the dominant side of Dumfries' game, no? Just bombing
Yeah, it
forward.
was going forward. The way he was scoring goals too, like it was insane. Yeah.
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 Yeah, Depay doesn't look convincing leading the line. He had like probably one chance and he blazed it over the bar.
Man's looking like Allen Iverson in the headband, man.
But without the handles.
No handles, man.
But yeah, like in the first half in particular, I felt like the Dutch attack was heavily reliant on Gakpo's ability to carry the ball. It's
Yeah.
really like get it to his feet and he drive forward.
This is what I don't get what Liverpool do with him. He's not a center forward. To play him on the left wing, like you guys are not getting the best out of him by playing him as a center forward. That's not his position. Yeah,
So at the time when they signed him, wasn't someone injured? That he might have just been brought as coverage, to be honest,
maybe.
because he's not better off the left than Luis Diaz, and he's
Yeah,
not a natural number nine, so I wouldn't play him there over Darwin.
yeah.
um,
I
I
don't know.
kind of
To be,
see him. I kind of see him in a similar mold to Havertz.
mhm.
Obviously, their styles are different. Gakpo
Is
is
it
more
is it
direct.
better ball carrier as well? I'll
Yeah,
say.
Havertz is a
Yeah.
bit more silky. Um,
Better link up play and first
exactly, more
touch.
of a like drift into space kind of player.
His movement is elite. Havertz's
Yeah,
movement is
yeah.
is crazy.
I think that's always been in his game. since his
Yeah.
Leverkusen days. His off-ball movement is pretty good.
Top. Yeah.
And every now and again, he'll pull off his crazy Bergkamp like first touch.
Even
Uh,
like when Berbatov was interviewed, he said, "Which player reminds you of yourself?" Yeah, he got asked that question.
Havertz.
Yeah, he said Havertz. So
Yeah. France today.
wow, N'Golo Kante, this man,
Brother, I haven't heard the name N'Golo Kante in at least a year and a half. Man
he
comes
does
back,
that,
drops a man of the match performance.
bro. Like the way he was running back and the way he was intercepting the ball, the way he was carrying the ball, he was in the right place, right time.
I forget just how fast he is and like how much
Yeah,
ground he covers. I haven't watched him since he moved to Saudi, obviously.
yeah.
The brother was everywhere. Everywhere.
I think the
Like,
Saudi move actually revitalized him because I feel like the Premier League is kind of too physical on his body and the way he plays. So maybe that kind of like less intensity kind of helped him out.
mhm.
Like I feel like that. Maybe even Ronaldo, like I feel like the Saudi move has done wonders for him. He looks rejuvenated, you know.
Yep.
So I feel like that move has done wonders for those two players in particular. But obviously we're gonna see tomorrow what's up. But yeah,
Yeah.
Kante today was magnificent. Absolutely
Brilliant
magnificent.
player. Brilliant
Yeah.
player. Um, I was
The,
thinking Chouameni, if he's fit, would be nailed on to start.
Yeah, him and Kante in back. I see Rabiot being dropped, to be honest, from that
Probably.
from that
I thought he
midfield.
played well today, to
He
be
played
fair.
well.
Um,
Um,
but
oh, Mbappe with
Kylian
that chance,
Mbappe.
bro.
I mean,
It's not
out of
something
nothing,
ridiculous. Yeah, yeah.
out of nothing.
I don't know how like okay, the first goal that he created, the first goal he scored was an own goal, but like he created that by his dribbling and his new like in like how do I say it? Like it's just an amazing piece of skill, like what he did.
Hmm.
Like I feel like he's a player that can change a game and a drop of the penny. You know what I mean? So he has that in his locker, and that's what he brings. Like your team is struggling, your team is. But then he missed that chance. He never expected him to. I don't know.
Yeah, when he got through 1v1,
Yeah, that
he's
was.
human after all.
He is human after all. He is. He is.
I think he broke his nose though.
Oh yeah, like he was challenging the guy, dance or whatever.
Hmm.
They're both in the air, and he tried to head the ball, but instead he had the man's shoulder.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and yeah,
didn't see the exact incident. I just saw him like with the blood all over his shirt and stuff.
yeah, that was a nasty incident,
Ugh.
and he got booked in stoppage time, I think, because he wanted to. There's two stoppages, and the referee didn't allow a sub, so then he
Yeah,
came
because
back
he
onto the
came back
field.
on the pitch.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could get booked for that, you know?
yeah. I feel like they're more strict to that kind of stuff now in the Euros. The way they did
Yeah.
stuff, they're way more strict on that.
But speedy recovery to him.
Yeah,
'Cause if it is broken, then they'll probably have to operate and fix that. So he'll be out for
probably
a
he's
little
probably
bit.
gonna wear a mask. I think he's gonna wear a mask.
Probably.
He's
But
gonna be like a true ninja mutant turtle.
but
Yeah,
to be honest, even if he doesn't play, I still expect France to get out of this group.
hundred
So
percent, hundred
even if he has to
percent.
undergo a little treatment, they can
Next game is
probably
against Netherlands, though. Next game will be
yeah.
a tough game. I think it's Netherlands. Yeah,
You know what's interesting about France? They don't play particularly dazzling football.
yeah. But if
Deschamps is probably
he's a
similar to Southgate in this regard. He's a bit pragmatic.
pragmatic, but I feel like the difference between them is that Deschamps knows. Like for example, if you seen the World Cup final, the way he changed things when they weren't playing well in the first half, he took off Dembele, he took off Giroud. I think did he take off Griezmann as well, or no?
I don't
I don't
remember.
know.
I just
I,
remember Dembele was getting cooked by Di Maria,
yeah,
so he
yeah.
took him off.
And he took off Giroud. I mean,
Yeah.
Giroud was pissed in particular, and I think he took someone else off as well. But like he had the technical idea to change things around, and he didn't wait, and he knew what to do. Like I feel like he knows what he's doing. Like maybe not be attractive at all times, but I feel like he knows as a pragmatist he knows what to do. He knows. he has experience. He's coached clubs before, you know, like Marseille. Like he's experienced coach. Like
Big club.
yeah, big club. So yeah, he's won it at. So he won the World Cup as a player, and he won the World Cup as a manager. When you win a World Cup, you get given time. If you mess up one tournament, okay, you get given another go. It doesn't really matter, you know.
I don't remember who exactly said this. I heard it recently.
Yeah,
It might have been Rio Ferdinand or someone like this said the difference between like very good players and the winners
yeah,
is winning.
yeah,
And Deschamps has won.
hundred
He's
percent.
won a World Cup. So on the biggest stage, he's shown I can do this.
Yeah,
Um, I can set up a team to go and bring back some silverware, and he almost did it again. Almost went back to back.
yeah,
And that came down to penalties, which is just luck of the draw.
100%. Yeah.
Um, but no,
Well,
it
yeah,
was
that was
I,
the last Euros, right? The last Euros where they lost to Switzerland last 16, right?
yeah.
I remember
Is that the one
Jacques.
with all those bangers? And Pogba
Yeah,
scored from like downtown.
yeah, and he did like 10 different dances. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, I'm like when he even was running back to the halfway line, and he was like, is bro still celebrating? What's going on?
it's
Um,
insane. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, let's talk about the disaster classic today. Like, I don't want to be Charlemagne and say donkey of the day, but we have to talk about Lukaku. Lukaku.
brother,
That that Malteser. I'm glad I'm not a Belgian supporter because I'll. How many times has he done that now? He's done that in the last World Cup. Well, I don't know about other tournaments. Whatever. Who cares? But this guy's costing his team regularly, bro. Like in the big moments. Oh
brother.
yeah, Champions League final. Let's talk about that. Let's talk.
Let's leave that one where it is. The world has already scoured the footage of that.
Bro.
Even stopped the goal at one point. And
Bro, like,
I watched the first half of this game. I was like, my God, this is dead. Like,
dude, that food.
what Tedesco would give to have Hazard now. There's no inspiration, man.
There's
Like,
nothing. There's nothing.
when they do get the ball forward, it's like the only real outlet is Doku.
Yeah,
Because they started with Trossard off the left, Doku off the right, and Lukaku through the middle. De Bruyne is a 10 with Onana and I don't remember who the guy is beside him.
yeah,
Um, Uninspiring is the word I'd use first half.
yeah,
They conceded from a bad mistake to begin with, losing the ball literally in their own box. Then Lobotka kind of had them chasing shadows for a while.
yeah. The,
Uh,
the the midfield of Slovakia was very brave. I have to give it to him. Even they can play in a brave manner, like something Southgate can't do, bro. Like, how is the manager of Slovakia out tactizing you, bro? Like, well, it's just a shame, man, to have this game.
I don't.
Yeah,
But that battle they talked it up pre-game with De Bruyne in the 10 in Slovakia. Lobotka playing as the 6.
yeah,
I think for the most part, at least for like the first, I probably watched up until like maybe the 55th minute, something like this, 60th minute. Then I
yeah.
just couldn't watch anymore. I literally just turned it off. It was I couldn't see where
And,
there would get the goal from. The one chance was probably like to Lukaku,
yeah.
and he took a horrible touch to go around the keeper, and he went out for a goal kick. And I can't watch this game.
Bro, then I was watching the rest of the second half. Like, because I didn't. You watched the first half. I didn't watch the first half, but I watched in the second half. Man, I was watching this Lukaku disaster class. But this guy, he's the first player in Euro history to have 2 goals disallowed via VAR. I think he's the first player in the history of the tournament. They have 2 goals ruled out.
He has to be like
This,
the I don't know if unluckiest is a word, but if it is,
yeah,
it has to be him.
it's a mix of unluckiness, being absolute dog water combined. Those two things. I have no idea how this guy does it. Like, but the thing is, you want to feel sorry for him, but then you realize how much of a big ego he has. Then you can't feel sorry for him. It's just not one of those guys that you just can't.
You know, a lot of his a lot of his chances would probably work out better if he didn't
Yeah.
have the first touch of a brick.
Nah, bro. Like, but bro, that's what Conte when he worked with him was firing balls at him in training. Like, you better get this right.
Like
He's firing balls at him.
his first touch, man. I'm watching him. I'm like, this brother is like my level. This is rubbish. This is rubbish.
It's like Bambi on ice sometimes. No, watch him.
I saw someone. I saw someone post a picture of
Yeah.
some Tims with pleats on the bottom.
I genuinely think sometimes he has like when Harry Maguire goes up top sometimes.
Yeah,
I genuinely think he has a worse touch than Harry Maguire sometimes.
I think Maguire has a bad first touch, to be honest.
Bro, but
uh,
at least it's an excuse of being a center back. You know what I mean? Like this guy.
I don't know. Like, when was it the last World Cup when they asked De Bruyne if they had a chance, and he was like, "No, we're too old."
Yeah, yeah,
He looks like he's feeling his words a little bit. He looked a bit old out there today.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, working with Lukaku instead of Allen does that to you, you know?
I guess, but Hazard
I
is
mean, I
gone.
mean, I mean, I mean, he still created chances, bro. Like, if that guy wasn't a donkey, at least he would have 1 or 2 assists, and no one would talk about it.
I suppose, but Hazard is gone now.
Yeah, he's the
Uh,
he's the best player now for
they
Belgium.
didn't take Courtois.
I think because
Uh,
Courtois declared himself he didn't want to go. I don't think
yeah,
he declared himself. So yeah,
and then I heard that has something to do with like the captaincy thing. Like,
yeah,
yeah, he had a falling out with Tedesco,
yeah,
and then like Vertonghen, Alderweireld, these guys aren't there.
yeah,
Of this golden generation of like
yeah,
those caliber of, it's only him left,
yeah,
and he is still considered one of, if not the best players in the world. It has to be on him. To be fair, we I don't think we've ever really seen this from him, where he's like he seems like more of a lead by example kind of guy. Or
yeah,
like because of um the size of his name, the star that he is, it almost demands that you follow him.
yeah.
But he's
That's how it is in international football. Your best players are always captains for some reason, and they always do that. Like I don't remember like these modern days, like who was not the best player for the team and captain. Like I don't see that anymore. It's not as common, you know what I mean? So
yeah, because I was watching the Hungary game, and Soboslai is captain,
mm,
and is the other brother, is it Roland or Roman Shalai? Is
yeah,
balling out.
yeah, yeah,
And Soboslai was kind of quiet for the most part, like in both in terms of his play and it's like body language, communication, just in and out of the game.
yeah,
And it's the same with De Bruyne. I've never really seen him as the type where like he doesn't look like someone to like say, okay, I'm gonna put the team on my back, just run with me, like you'll see Mbappe do for France,
yeah,
or Ronaldo will do for Portugal. Um,
yeah,
because De Bruyne, you would put him at the table of like this caliber of player. Um,
yeah.
but again, unconvincing. I guess in this instance, um, probably would rather take the England scenario. where you're unconvincing and win rather than unconvincing and lose.
Yeah.
Because who else do they have in their group? Is that the group
Who?
with
Oh,
Belgium?
they have. Uh,
Is that the
I
group
think
with
that
Portugal?
no. They have Ukraine and Romania.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, if they play like this, Romania might cook them.
Yeah.
I was watching Ukraine Romania this morning.
Yeah.
The most entertaining game of the tournament so far. It's like a basketball game at some points, just end to end, back and forth. The Romanian fans crazy.
Crazy.
It's like the yellow wall all over again.
Yeah.
Men took over the stadium. The atmosphere, you could feel it through the screen, and like it fueled the players. First goal came from a mistake. They pressed the center back. He had nowhere to go. He has to go back to Lunin. He's like right on Lunin's toes. Bad clearance. One pass. Bang, top corner. 1-0.
That guy struck the goal. He has amazing technique for shooting, bro. Like, even I think he even had the corner and it almost went in and it touched the crossbar, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That guy has some crazy shot power, man. But
Man.
even that winger Dennis Mann, what is his name?
Yeah.
It's a baller, bro. Today, like,
And then the second half they come out, and you always wonder with teams that play like this, if it's sustainable.
yeah,
Second half they came out, they're on it again. And I think the second and third goals came within like probably 5 minutes of each other.
yeah,
Um, it was crazy. Most entertaining game I've seen thus far. I think on paper Ukraine still had more possession or something like this,
yeah,
but they were no threat. Romania had them
yeah.
in a blender. It was wild. Um,
Yeah. Even the right back, the guy, Sombraya Valcano, he's
mhm.
a really good player. His burst
Yeah,
from
they look good all around, man, and
every.
like direct football. No, they're not just playing long balls. They just play direct, back to front, very quickly,
Yeah,
and they create chances, man. They're a threat. They could have got more than the 3 goals. They could have scored directly from the corner. They're ones to watch in this group.
yeah.
Ukraine,
We think we could see an early Belgium exit if they're not careful, you know.
we could.
But I think that Ukraine's, I mean, whoever, I don't know the next games, but like if Belgium don't win the next one, they look like they could be for another exit.
Let me see.
Yeah, how's my camera? Is it dark in my room? Can you
Yeah, it's
see me? Or?
dark right now.
Damn.
I
Okay,
can
maybe.
barely see you.
Oh, damn. Okay. I was wearing shades. I thought it was my shades. You know what I mean? I thought my shades is getting darker. I didn't know.
Okay, so match day 2 starts on Wednesday with Croatia, Albania. Germany, Hungary should be a good game that day as well. Scotland, Switzerland. I expect another Shaka masterclass in that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Thursday, Slovenia, Serbia, Denmark, England around midday would be a good watch. Spain, Italy, that's the big one.
Yeah.
Friday, Slovakia, Ukraine. Okay, so this is Belgium's group.
Yeah.
Slovakia, Ukraine should be interesting.
Oh, that's a big game. Yeah, it's massive. So then
Uh,
it's Belgium versus Romania.
yeah.
Ho, ho,
Ooh,
ho.
on Saturday, yeah, Belgium, Romania.
That's gonna be huge for that group.
Netherlands, France on Friday.
I feel like Belgium is the type of team to play into Romania's hands because they keep possession and Romania can easily counterattack them and play direct. You know.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
We just need another
Um,
disaster class from Lukaku for it to be.
they lose again, they're out basically.
Yeah. Bro,
Because
how is his
if you
man?
lose 2 games, I don't think it's even possible for you to like go through as like one of the best third place teams.
Yeah. You know how Mbappe is talking about the quality of the Euros, right?
Yeah,
But then you have Lukaku. He has more goals than Pele. So that's crazy. Every time now that he talks about it, I was like, How does this man have 80 plus goals? Does he have 80 goals? I don't know how many, but like he has. He is. His scoring for Belgium is phenomenal, but when it matters,
That's the thing. Most of these goals are in qualifying and stuff like that.
yeah,
In the major tournaments, I feel like they've always kind of been heavily reliant on Hazard, regardless of who's in the team.
yeah,
And he's not there now, so they got to step up. They got to
yeah,
find other ways to do it.
yeah.
But the first round of games is basically done. Turkey, Georgia, tomorrow at midday. Just 2 games tomorrow.
You get to see Arda Güler.
Yeah, I'm curious because I've heard like murmurs about this Turkish team being potential dark horses. So I'm curious to see how they play. Don't know much about Georgia. Probably saw like 2 of their qualifiers.
Mamardashvili is the goalie, and Kvaratskhelia.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, those
but
guys are.
again,
Yeah,
haven't watched enough of them. And
yeah.
then Portugal against Czechia.
That's
3.
kind of an interesting game.
That will be an interesting game. Curious to see the lineup,
I feel
the
like
first
Roberto
11.
Martinez is the complete opposite of Southgate. Like this guy is very proactive, not proactive. He's an attacking manager with an attacking focus. He doesn't really focus on defending leads or whatever. So he's a complete opposite of Southgate. Complete opposite. I feel like he doesn't know how to
Well,
coach defense.
well, we'll see tomorrow. I said I'm curious what his first competitive 11 will look like.
Yeah.
Whether Ronaldo starts, I think he will. I expect him to. I don't think like Ramos has had the best season
Just
PSG
living
has
off that
ever had.
Switzerland hat trick, man. That's it. That's the only thing
So
he's living off.
Ramos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything since.
So yeah, there should be some interesting watches.
Yeah.
After the first round, Germany to me look the strongest so far. We'll see if they continue in that vein.
Yeah. Germany versus Hungary, so we'll see what happens in that game.
Yeah, that should be an interesting watch as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we gonna call it right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't forget Copa America starts on Thursday. It's Canada versus Argentina.
Yes, the big one. Alfonso Davies named as captain today.
Yeah. You know, he deserves it. To be honest. To be honest.
I
He's a,
think
he's a, he's a leader in his own way.
he'll
Our
be
best player.
captain,
Yeah.
and Eustachio is vice
So,
captain. So 2 players with playing at a high level, European experience,
yeah.
Champions League football. So a good
I
look.
f- Honestly, like Alfonso Davies is probably our best ever player. I'd say there's no one that
Well,
matches him. Yeah.
well, we'll see. He still has a lot of career left to go.
Yeah.
Maybe he ends up at Madrid as well. So
We'll see about man. This is like the
uh,
Golden State Warriors, man. I can't
I'm
stand them,
telling
bro.
you, let Papa Perez cook, man.
He's cooking, man. But I'm telling you, the real statue first should be for Bartomeu, man. That guy should have a statue, bro. I'm telling you.
Long live, long live Jose Bartomeu.
Bartonomics. You know how John Cena has Thugonomics? He has Bartonomics.
Reaganomics, Bartonomics.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, some interesting games coming up.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we'll see how things are looking after match day 2.
Yeah.
I'm also some players I'm curious to see as well. Like Rijkaard de Guler, Jean Neves,
Yeah.
from Portugal. Yeah, a lot of talent on show.
Yeah.
A lot to keep an eye on. Yeah. All right. Gonna call it there, man.
All right. Take care, bro.
Take it easy, brother.